Raider Nation, what's going on? This is the Raiders Report. My name is Mitchell Renz. Let's get into that Raiders news. The police are investigating Donald Penn. He was in a domestic violence case, so Penn, who's 35, allegedly slapped his wife's butt, poured a drink over her head, and grabbed her wrist. LAPD Public Relations Officer Detective Megan Aguilar said officers responded to a radio call at 9 p.m. Sunday, took a report, and turned it over to the area detectives. When officers arrived at the residence, Penn had left the scene. Later Monday morning, Penn and his wife, Dominique, issued a joint statement through their representative that disputed any physical altercation. Raiders owner Mark Davis has a zero-tolerance policy for domestic violence and told ESPN that Monday that he had spoke with Penn earlier in the day. Penn told Davis he stood by the joint statement that no physical violence had taken place. If in fact there was physical violence, then I would have to take appropriate action, Davis said. A police report has yet to be released. Let's get into that next news. Ryan Switzer signed with the Oakland Raiders. This one's pretty interesting, and I think we hear a lot about it down here in Dallas, but this is what I want to get into. He was in exchange for defensive end Jaheed Ward, the club announced on Monday. The former University of North Carolina Tar Heel returned 29 punts in 2017, totaling 256 yards and 1 touchdown. As a receiver, he saw 7 targets and hauled in 6 receptions for 41 yards. During his 4 seasons at UNC, Switzer caught 243 balls for 2,903 receiving yards and 19 touchdowns. Last news one I got for you guys, Bruce Irvin on the top 100 players list for the NFL. This one's pretty awesome. He comes in at number 85. For the first time in his 6-year NFL career, Bruce Irvin has made the NFL's top 100 list. The 7th-year veteran matched a career-high 8 sacks last season for the Raiders in his 2nd year in Oakland. With Irvin moving to defensive end in 2018, he may finally reach a season with double-digit sacks. Raider Nation, thanks so much for tuning in to the Raiders Report. My name's Mitchell Renz. Please follow me on Twitter at MitchellRenz365. And remember to hit Oakland Raiders by Chat Sports with a like on Facebook so you know exactly when I go live. We talk a lot of rumors on this show, so you need to understand my Raiders rumor scale. 0 Chucky heads, tuck rule, tuck that, no chance of this one happening. 1 Chucky head, small shredded truth, 25% chance of happening. 2 Chucky heads, people are talking. I like to think 50-50 coin flip. 3 Chucky heads, pretty likely, 75% chance of happening. 4 Chucky heads, believe it, baby. This one is 100% going to happen. So let's get into that first rumor. Was Maurice Hurst the steal of the 2018 NFL Draft? This one's pretty interesting, and a friend of the Chat Sports, I'm going to give this one 2 Chucky heads. People are talking. There's a few stories that dominated the 3rd day of the 2018 draft, like Mo Hurst's slide all the way to the 5th round. The first team All-Big Ten defensive tackle, consensus All-American and Pro Football Focus's top-rated defensive player in the country last season, was perceived to be a 1st or 2nd round pick by nearly every mock draft. But instead, he fell to the Oakland Raiders at pick number 140. ESPN's Todd McShay had this to say: if everything works out medically, you got a 3 technique that's one of the most productive pass rushers and disruptors in this entire draft. And I had a 1st-round grade on him. If he works out in terms of medical, this could be a steal. High risk, high reward. But, guys, I want to know what you have to say. Was Maurice Hurst the steal of the 2018 NFL Draft? For me, I'm going to say yes. I mean, this was a guy who we here at Chat Sports, our own Tom Downey, had rated very, very highly as a 1st-round pick. So the fact that we got him in round 5, I think that one's a steal. Let's get into that next rumor now, headed in there. Bruce Allen, is he headed back to Oakland? This guy, he's been at the Redskins for a little while. I'm giving this one 3 Chucky heads. Pretty likely. So, Bruce Allen, on Monday, Pro Football Talks, Mike Florio reported that there is a belief around the NFL that Washington Redskins team president Bruce Allen is interested in eventually returning to the Raiders, where he served as an executive from 1995 until 2003. The move would reunite Allen and Gruden as the two worked together, both with the Raiders and with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. According to Florio, the expectation among league insiders is that if Allen returns to the Raiders, he would serve in an executive role concerning management of the team's business as opposed to personnel decisions. Allen has worked for the Redskins since 2010, first as their general manager, before his role assumptioning the position of team president after the 2014 season. Let's get into that next rumor. Raiders projected to win 8 games. Find out after a read from our sponsor, Game Time.
Did you know that ticket prices can actually go down right before the game? That's where Game Time comes in. Game Time tracks ticket prices in real time from thousands of trusted sellers, then shows you all the best deals. So we can get tickets at the last minute for up to 60% off. Download Game Time now.
Raiders projected to win 8 games. 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. This one from Westgate Superbook. NFL Draft Westgate released win totals for 2018. The Raiders over-under is 8. So, people of Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching, please comment below if the Raiders will win over or under 8 games in 2018. For me personally, I'm going to take the over. In terms of teams in the division, the Chargers are projected to have the most wins with 9, followed by the Chiefs with 8.5, Raiders with 8, and last, the Broncos with 7. To me, though, it sounds like this is going to be a competitive division. Next rumor I got coming for you guys up on the board, the Raiders, a B- NFL draft grade. The NFL draft is passed, but what they get, my report card says a B-, 2 Chucky heads. People are talking, and those people that are talking are us here at Chat Sports. So, before you all freak out, a C for us here at Chat Sports is an average grade, and B- is a little bit above average. In comparison to our rankings, here are some other industry leader draft grades. USA Today gave the Raiders a C+, ESPN, B, Bleacher Report, C+, SB Nation, D+, Yahoo Sports, C-, Sports Illustrated, C+. So, then again, Chat Sports B-, I think we did a pretty good job there. Next rumor I got coming for you guys up on the board, Nick Nelson. Is he injured? This is a guy that the Raiders just drafted. I'm giving this one 4 Chucky heads. Believe it, baby. So, this guy, 4th round pick at number 110 overall. The Raiders selected cornerback Nick Nelson from Wisconsin. Nelson was one of the best players in the country at breaking up passes last season, although he did not grab 1 interception during his college career. During a workout with the Detroit Lions prior to the 2018 draft, Nelson injured his meniscus and it likely impacted his draft status. Still, Pro Football Focus rated him as the 52nd best prospect in the entire draft class, so getting him in the 4th round was quite the steal. While his meniscus is injured, it's not as bad as originally expected. The meniscus had only to be trimmed and cleaned, which cuts his recovery time from months to weeks. That means he will miss the offseason programs but will be ready for training camp. Next rumor I got coming for you guys up on the board, Martavis Bryant. Is he an ideal fit with Derek Carr and the Oakland Raiders? I'm giving this one 2 Chucky heads. People are talking. Oakland traded for Steelers wide receiver Martavis Bryant during the NFL draft. Over the past year or so, the talented yet troubled receiver had made it known that he wanted out of Pittsburgh. He was handed a season-long suspension back in 2016 for violating the league's substance abuse policy for a second time, just a year after receiving a 4-game ban for his first violation. But when Bryant has been on the field during his short NFL career, he's had little trouble producing. In 36 games throughout his career, Bryant has totaled 126 catches for 1,917 yards and 17 touchdowns. He burst onto the scene late in his rookie year, hauling in 8 touchdowns in only 10 games. The most impressive aspect of his game is his unquestionably ability to stretch the field, as he boasted an average of 21.1 yards per catch during his rookie year. Obviously, McKenzie and company know what exactly type of big play potential Bryant has, and he has recently told Matt Sheedman of Bay Area News Group he believes Bryant is, in quotes, ideal for the Raiders and Derek Carr. It's hard to argue with him here, especially because Bryant's deep threat ability could open up the entire offense. It would not only make Carr's life easier, but would free up Amari Cooper and Jordy Nelson through the air, while opening up additional run lanes for Marshawn Lynch. But guys, I want to know from you, grade the Martavis Bryant trade to the Raiders. If you like it, give it an A, give me a heart. If it's a B, give me a thumbs up. C, wow face. Or if you think it's a horrible trade, laughing face, D, and F. Raider Nation, what's going on, guys? My name is Mitchell Renz. Please follow me on Twitter, MitchellRenz365. Those are my news and rumors.